Hey guys, hey Nakama. Welcome to a One Piece discussion video today. We're not reacting to the new chapter because it is not out yet, of course. So I've got Kevin here, as always, and we got a special guest here today. You wanna introduce yourself?
What's good, everybody, man? This is King Recon here, and I'm super, super stoked to talk about some Onigashima greatness today. How's everybody doing, man?
Oh, we're doing great. And thanks for coming today. We
Of
really
course.
appreciate it. And we hope we have a good discussion. And maybe we have some theories we can talk about. Okay. So we have a few questions today. I think we have 15 we
Yep.
can talk
All
about.
right. Sweet.
And
So I think Kevin,
want to dive
should we
in?
start?
Yeah,
We
sure. I think
Yeah.
it's best if you start off with some question. Then I'm just gonna
Okay.
join in.
So first, King, how did you actually get into One Piece? That's what we want to know.
Wow. That was my first video before my old channel got taken out. That was the first video, dude.
It was taken
Originally,
down?
yeah, my original channel was taken down before this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but so the way that I got into the series was like a lot of other people. I saw it on Toonami, one day, but that wasn't when I was like super invested. I saw it once on TV. I thought it was good, but then I thought nothing of it at the time. I was still big into Dragon Ball and Naruto, and all I heard people say was like One Piece was for kids Dragon Ball or whatever it is. So I just
Oh,
continued
yeah.
down the line, watching some other stuff and whatnot, and then way later, I decided to watch the subbed version. And I'll tell you, man, it was just one of those experiences. I had never experienced something that long before One Piece.
Mm.
Other than watching it on TV, like watching it on like online or whatever. That was the first time I ever watched anything that long. So I was like, dude, I buckled in, and from the very beginning, I was like, this is my jam. This is my jam. I loved Luffy's sense of freedom, a sense of adventure. I was like, I can vibe with this a lot. I'd never seen this in a story before, and then everything
Mm.
from the emotions and Arlong Park and all that greatness. It just I couldn't get enough of it. But yeah, that was like whenever I got to almost. I think I was in high school. Yeah, it was in high school, and I just never forget those times of coming home after school and wanting to get on another episode. And at the time, you couldn't watch past episode 167 legally over here. Like you
What was
had
that
to
one?
go out online. 167 was when NL showed up in Skypiea.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
Right.
So after that, Funimation stopped dubbing and releasing it just in general. So in order to watch past that
Okay.
episode, you had to go out and watch it somewhere else. And shout out to Kaizoku fan subs for providing that One Piece greatness for so many years for us until we finally got an official translation and stuff like that for both the anime and the manga. But that's how I got
Okay.
into the series, man. It was through Toonami, and then eventually found it on my own, and just never looked back, man. Greatest adventure and journey of all time.
And since when are you caught up?
Ah,
Do you remember that one?
man, it's it's been a long time, man. I started reading the manga and Thriller Bark because the anime, the last arc I fully watched in the anime was Enies Lobby. And so
Okay.
I started reading in Through the Bark, and I know for certain that the weekly experience for me for like the return to Sabaody, Fishman Island, like I remember all that extremely clearly. So it was around that era of like of the One Piece greatness of like between like basically the Paramount War saga was whenever I started reading weekly.
Okay. Ah, nice. Kevin, have you also watched it as a kid?
uh,
On German television?
yeah,
Like
sure.
me?
Sure. RTL 2. Oh
Yeah.
man, I remember those days. First time I saw it when I was at my well, back then best friend's house, and he was like, "Oh, you gotta watch this," and it was fun and all. It was lighthearted, and I watched it whenever it came on television, but I never got really into it. I was just too young. Like I was
Yeah.
what 12, 13,
Yeah, me too.
somewhere around there. And later on, a friend of mine watched it, and I was like, "Hey, dude, is this One Piece? I've seen that before." And he's like, "Yeah, dude, you should really check it out. It's like totally amazing." And I had to look at it, and it how should I say that? I mean, the journey starts off so innocent and so like
Hmm.
lighthearted, and Oda built such an interconnected world with so many characters with connections and ties to each other,
Yeah.
backstories. It feels like a real world, like just all those connections, all those things. It's just so amazing the world he built,
Nice.
and that's how I got basically back into it. And
Mm,
it is
Awesome.
same in German, in Germany and Austria, that we had up to Skypia, and then there was a lack of episodes for I don't know how many
yeah.
years. It was
Yeah. Yeah,
crazy.
man.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I never
They
knew it was like that
actually.
over there
Yeah.
too. Wow.
Yeah. They actually made it until Sabori. At the
Mhm.
end of
Hmm.
Sabori, then they stopped for years in Germany
Yeah,
to
Wow.
produce new episodes. But now they're back. They're already at Whole Cake in German.
Oh
They're
wow,
starting
that's
Whole.
farther than they are in English. In English, they're in Dressrosa.
Yeah, and they're starting Whole
Yeah.
Cake next week in German television.
Wow.
And yeah, when I was a kid, I also watched it until Skypiea, and then I lost track
Hmm.
of it because they changed the schedule. They made Detective Conan more popular,
Yeah.
and of course Pokemon as always.
Hmm.
So I was in school when One Piece was on, so I lost track of it.
yeah. The only
But
place you could watch
yeah,
it was Viva. Do you remember? And then it was really late, like at
it was on
8
Viva.
p.m.
It's like the German
Yeah,
MTV.
Okay. Oh wow, that's awesome. Late night TV One Piece. That
Yeah,
sounds good.
yeah, but I actually got back. I found it by accident, and I saw the manga being on Marineford. I had
Mm,
no idea what I was into,
yeah.
but I actually caught up then when Luffy showed his Konkurasaki in Marineford.
Oh, love
That's
that
the
scene.
first chapter I caught up because it was like Marineford and Ace in cuffs and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I was like, I have to know what happened
Yeah, for sure.
that it
Exactly.
came to this moment. And then I
Yeah.
caught up, and the next chapter was Luffy with the Konkurasaki. And until
Wow.
then, yeah, every week.
Yeah. Yo, so you were here for what I still say is like the not really the pinnacle, because I think the Reverie is now the pinnacle of the weekly experience. But before that,
Yeah.
when chapter 598 came out for the time skip, how crazy that was of
Yes.
waiting for 5 weeks, just
Yeah.
wanting to see how they look like post time skip.
It's like Kobe 2.0. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we actually should be right now because remember last year Oda was talking about that we were seeing Vivi Hancock Sabo in 2020.
Yes. Yep.
So I think that in the next two chapters, the act has to end and we have to see Sabo and Hancock and Vivi and stuff like that. Because
And when that
he
happens,
probably had
oh,
planned it in late 2020. And because of
exactly.
COVID, had been pushed back. So I
Mhm.
think in the next chapters, we will see that with the act.
I agree. I agree. I think that's why we might not see the Shanks thing that he talked about this year until next year. And this year is when we'll see, like you said, the Sabo, Vivi, Oh My, all that stuff.
Yes.
So man, that's gonna be
And Oda will
nuts.
blow people's minds again between acts.
No question.
Okay. Yeah, Kevin, want to put
Mm,
up the next question?
yep, and that's a special question there. Uh, so King Recon, who's your favorite
Hmm.
character? What's your favorite arc and moment?
Okay. Yeah, this one, I know pretty clearly. Luffy, most certainly. For years, it was Blackbeard, but I'll tell you why whenever I get to the moment. Luffy's my favorite character. He's just the embodiment of freedom and adventure, which is the reason why I love this series so much. And not only just that, but like just the way that, like for example, whenever he told Usopp or not Usopp, I'm sorry, Sogeking to shoot down the flag.
Oh yes.
He did that with knowing full well what the consequences were, and he still didn't care. And I
Yeah.
really love that about Luffy, like just the fact that he does things and he knows what the consequences are, but he knows he'll have to deal with them. And I think that's something that we can all relate to and like aspire to. Like, yo, I also want to do something, whatever it is, and have the freedom to bear those consequences whenever they happen. But I'm gonna do this now, and take care of it later. So I've always
Yes.
loved Luffy because of that. But in terms of arc and moment, arc changes quite a bit, but it always changes between three. It's like the Paramount War arc from like Marineford to Return to Sabaody. Just that stuff is fantastic. Skypiea, I absolutely adore, and the Water 7 saga. Those three always like switch in my head as to which one I love the most. Right now, I'd probably go with the Marineford to Return to Sabaody stuff just because of the hype right now with like the Chichibukai and remembering Whitebeard and all that awesomeness. So I'd probably say that's why that one was my number one. But Skypiea normally is number one, and that's mainly due to like the sense of adventure and
Yeah.
the concept of
Okay.
dreams and just how Oda perfectly interwove so many different themes and aspects of that I never really expected him to tackle until I got there. I was like, man, this is a kids manga. Like this is insane.
Yes, Skypiea
and
is like people are talking about it that is like mini One Piece in one arc, the whole
it
story.
is agreed,
Because Analyst
100%.
Emu is
Mm-hmm.
what are the guys behind him called under him?
Oh, I can't remember now.
Yeah, they're like the elders
The
and
Gorosei,
yeah,
I
but
think.
what are
Oh,
the
the Goros. I thought you were talking about the guys under NL. My bad. My
yeah,
bad.
yeah,
My
yeah, they're like
bad.
the embodiment of the Gorosei in
Exactly.
Skypiea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So it's like that mini story. Yeah.
aren't they something like guardians or something like that?
It,
I
it,
can't
it, it
remember
was
it.
like man, I'm trying to
Like
remember what
gatekeepers?
yeah, it was like Satori was called oh man, it's slipping my mind now.
Ohm.
And I
One is
just I just
Ohm.
reread the arc. I just reread the arc.
Zoro's opponent
That
was Ohm, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh.
Priests.
The
They're the
priests. Thank you.
priests.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Priests,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Yes.
one of the most kick-ass scenes. So it's like, I can't reach that guy. I'm just gonna shoot him with my sword. Ingenious. I love it. I love it to this day.
Absolutely.
And that's how the
Yeah.
Pound Phoenix was born.
Yeah.
That 100%. And then just going off of that in Skypiea, I think my favorite moment is still within that arc towards the beginning, Blackbeard's speech to Luffy, like the people's dreams never end, and I think
Yeah,
that speech
that's
has
mine as
stuck with
well.
me for so many years because it's just like it was at that moment that I realized not only is One Piece my favorite story, but it's something that's beyond just something that I'm just enjoying here. Like, this is something that's actually like affecting and inspiring my actual life, and that's whenever it really started like taking a different form as like as a story rather than something I'm just consuming as entertainment. And I absolutely adore that moment. I can go back and rewatch and reread that scene at any time, and it'll always like be a good reminder of, hey, yo, you can go out there and chase your dreams. If the main villain of your story is telling you that dreams can happen, then they're gonna happen, man. And I love that because it embodies Blackbeard's character, Luffy's character, the entire story, and perfectly puts it all into chapter 225. And it's a marvelous moment. And it's
Oh
the one
yes.
moment I think of whenever people ask me what One Piece is. I'm like, people's dreams never end. That's One
Yeah,
Piece, you know.
that's incredible. Yeah. So
Okay,
yeah, that's
so
also my favorite moment.
yeah, I
So I
just
was
wanted.
between the NES lobby stuff with the flag and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Blackbeard speech, but
Mhm.
this is the better one. Yeah.
No,
Kevin, you want to say something?
I just wanted to say, I wanted right now when you started it up, I wanted to transition. What's your favorite character arc and moment? Because you know,
Ah, mine. Okay. Yeah, we got the moment. So my favorite character is Garp,
Ooh, awesome.
right above Luffy. because we know Garb will have this epic backstory. We'll get one. He is already an epic character, and I compare it a little bit to. Um, I don't wanna put One Piece in a bad spot here to compare it with Game of Thrones actually, because I
Oh,
think Garb has the role of Ned Stark in One
interesting.
Piece, and Luffy's like the Jon Snow character in it, because I actually think that Luffy. Well, you probably read this theories online that Luffy is a mix of a celestial dragon and a D,
Hmm.
and only Garb knows about that, so he's protecting Luffy. And it's like Ned Stark protected Jon Snow
That's a fascinating
as the
comparison. I've never
chosen
heard that
one.
before. That's really cool. That's really, really
Yeah,
cool.
I think it will pan out like that. That Luffy is like this mix, and Garb protected him, and we will get this God Valley stuff with probably Dragon was there and saw something, and that's how everything went down. And yeah, and my favorite arc, it will be Wano at the end, I think.
Me
But
too. Me too.
right now
Yeah.
it's Marineford, yeah. It's a shorter
Yeah.
one. Um, so when we go about really short arcs, of course, the Reverie is my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite middle long arc, Marineford, and my favorite long arc is already Wano because
Yeah.
Onigashima is fire since the first chapter.
I can agree with that long arc thing. Like, I feel like by the time that it finishes, it already feels that way for me. But I feel like definitely by the time that it finishes, I'll be right there with you. Like Wano,
Yeah,
100% favorite arc. It's
and
just, it has so
people
many
are
good things going
dropping this
for it.
series
I
because
can't
they don't
believe
like
it.
it.
What?
They don't like Onigashima. Yeah, there are a lot of people dropping One Piece.
Seriously? I
I'm
haven't heard that
serious.
yet. That's crazy. It's a
It
really
is.
great arc. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it got pretty much everything you need for
Everything, man.
for
Like
for a good arc. Yeah.
and, and it's like it has that phenomenal backstory we've been waiting so many years for. It has the awesome setting that One Piece is
Yeah.
known for. It has the great character moments. And then right now we're in like the Enies Lobby Marineford action section that's so much fun. And it's
Oh
it's
yeah.
so good. It has everything. Everything you possibly want in an arc.
Yeah, I love these
Yeah.
pages with Jinbei standing in front of Who's Who and Frankie, the same panel as Jinbei's, standing in front of Sasaki.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Great panels.
you've already theorized about Sasaki, by the way, Marco, that they know each other.
Yeah, of
So
course they know each other. Yeah, I know. I also saw this theory online that Kokoro is Sasaki's mother, probably.
I saw that one.
Yeah,
That one's really fascinating.
yeah. So I think it's no. Yeah, Oda has planned this fight between Frankie and Sasaki. It's no
Mm-hmm.
coincidence.
could be yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there are
So what's
no
your favorite
coincidences
stuff,
in.
Kevin?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there are no coincidences in One Piece. Just wanted to add
That's
No,
that.
right.
But
no.
Yeah.
so favorite character, Law. Who else? I just love that
Okay.
character.
Hey.
He's deep. He's a thinker, but he's still got heart, even though
Should
Mm-hmm.
have put
he
on the
seems
costume.
cold. Yeah, I should have put on my costume. God damn it! But
Such an awesome
yeah,
character.
I just love that character. First moment I saw him, I was like, "Whoa, that devil fruit is kick ass." Next thing,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, he's a Shishibukai. What the heck? It's just piled
That
on.
was
It went
huge.
more and more awesome. Every new information we got about him, and then when he made the alliance with Luffy, that was like the one of the best moments ever. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was like, shit, that's a team we want to see. We want to see those fight and kick ass.
It
Oh,
elevated Punk Hazard by a lot.
Oh, I did.
yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Although
Law
I
was
gotta say
very important.
his fruit is way too OP, pun intended. But yeah, I just like he's one of those pirates who actually plans things and has strategy behind everything he
Mhm.
does, and that's what I like about him.
You know they have a strategy for this fight.
Yep, but
Well, he has one.
well,
Yep.
you know, Kid, you know, Zoro, you know, Luffy. The only one with a
That's
plan
right.
is Law. Let's
It's law.
face
Yeah.
it. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
Zoro didn't care about anything happening right now. He was just focusing on Kaido.
he was just
That's right.
I
focused.
love that.
He was just focusing on getting yeeted up there by Marco, and that was already. Whew, at least
Oh
he
yes.
didn't get lost on the way. So we're
That's
happy
right.
about that.
Marco directed him there.
Yeah, only 2.5 days left, guys.
Yeah, I'm looking
Man.
forward to that. So favorite arc, that's a hard one. So I would say either Dressrosa or Marineford, and that's
Really,
because
Dressrosa? Okay.
yeah, that's because Doflamingo is just such a terrific enemy. Like
Oh yes.
He is.
that is a god tier level villain. He's
Mm-hmm.
twisted. He's got a weird sense of right or wrong, basically none. But he makes it work in his like idealism and philosophy. He just plows over
Mm-hmm.
everybody, but makes it work to seem like the sane one. And I love that. Like I love that in a villain if they really have like their own vision of what's right or wrong. Like there's one
Yeah.
thing he said in
Oh yes.
Marineford, I still remember that it's not the righteous ones who write history; it's the ones who win, and it's legit. That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what has happened for all
Mm-hmm.
eternity now. So it's just one of those. I think that villain made the whole arc for me.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, this Marineford
Same.
speech. I
Yeah,
loved it.
Yeah.
amazing. Like that was goosebumps right there.
Oh
And
yes.
for a moment, I would say it was the anime, and that's when I really got caught up into One Piece. That was when I rewatched it, and after Blackbeard's speech, it set the stage for me, but it wasn't really the trigger, if you know what I mean. For me,
Mhm.
the
Mm-hmm.
moment was when they rode the knock-up stream on the flying lamp, and then the
Oh.
soundtrack kicked in the
And
background.
we are started playing.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was goosebumps. I was hooked. That was my shit. I could watch that 10 hours a day, and I would still love it. Like just that
Oh
scene.
nice.
But yeah,
Okay, nice.
so gotta say
That's
it's
a fantastic scene. I love that scene. Knock up stream.
Oh
yeah, it
yes.
is one of the ones where I legit one of the few times I had goosebumps. I think there's 3 times. Like once when Robin screams she wants to live. That's a good
Mm-hmm.
scene in the Annie's lobby, and yeah,
Oh yes.
there's so many. Like I mean, it's just hard to choose, to be honest.
You can't
It
really
is,
choose.
man. You can. It's a daily thing. Like yo, today I'll say one thing, tomorrow I'll be like, damn, it's actually this one.
Yeah. I just hope the clips remain on YouTube the next years.
Yep,
Because what
facts.
we're experiencing right now
Mm-hmm.
with all this copyright, but all right. So
Yeah.
about copyright, so King, we already talked about it a bit, but are you watching other reactors?
Yeah. Yep.
And
I
just call 2 or 3 maybe. Who are you
like
watching right now?
so mainly right now for the anime, I watch Hebo.
Oh yes, me too.
Like Hebo's awesome. I watched Super Mecha Frieza because I've been following her since I think it was like whenever Alabasta or Harlem. So it was somewhere around there. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
somebody's actually catching up from the beginning. That's awesome. Because after Uzumaki Khan left, I was like, man, I need somebody else to catch up to the series. And then she popped on. I was like, cool. And then
Oh, yes.
who else? There's of course like Alana. She's awesome. Alana Cherie.
Yeah.
Who
Know her.
watches the anime. And then there was one other one. I don't remember their name. And then when it comes to the manga, there's so many. But the thing is that I watch different, like depending on the chapter. Like for chapter 1000, I could watch like 50 videos. You know what I'm saying? But like for another
I
chapter,
watched that.
I could watch like two, two or 3, whatever it is.
You know this French guy,
Depends.
One Piece Passion TV?
No, I've never
He
heard
is
of.
amazing. He's amazing. I don't know French myself, but he has
Mhm.
the panels shadowed in the corner,
Okay.
and his reactions are incredible. When Roger
What's
found Lovedale,
what's his thing?
it's
I
called
want to search it up real quick.
One Piece Passion TV.
Passion. Oh, I see right. One Piece Passion TV. All right, yo. After the stream, I'll check
It's
him
an
out.
older guy. He's like 50, something like that.
Oh,
But
sweet.
he
Okay.
always gets teared up at epic scenes. When Roger found Lovedale, he was legit crying.
Yo, I can't blame him. I almost did too.
Yeah.
Uh,
When that chapter dropped, I was in Alipally at the Darts World Championship.
wow.
I was like in all this drinking and all this mess, and oh my god, the
Mhm.
chapter dropped, and I saw this pendant. I was like, oh my god, I can't drink right now.
Yo, it's just one of those times where when Oda drops an amazing chapter and then the following chapter is even better. That's how I just couldn't believe that this
Yeah,
man
yeah,
surpassed Roger and Whitebeard clashing with
yeah.
Roger finding the One Piece. Like what?
Oh
That's
yes.
nuts.
Have you also seen Bird at Theories? He's also great as well.
Oh yes, yep, yes I have.
Yeah,
Yes I have.
I actually subscribed to him on Patreon for the whole Wano Onigashima stuff. And his
Oh,
reactions are also top notch.
he's in Onigashima.
He's up to date, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought because I only follow his YouTube channel, so like I only see the reactions that he'll put up on there sometimes, and I didn't know that he was already caught up. That's cool.
I think he caught
Cool,
up at
cool.
like 990, something
Oh
like that.
wow, around the X Drake stuff, really really
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm watching Bird Theories, and on Sundays I'll watch King of Lightning.
Oh, the best.
It's always hilarious.
Yeah.
His um his strength comparisons are
Hmm.
you can throw them into the bin, I guess, but he's hilarious and I love
Oh,
watching
he's
him.
hilarious, man. He's
Yeah.
and he's one of the people that like whenever I first started recording back in like 2013. He was one of the guys that I looked up to. I was like, yo, this guy's awesome. He loves One Piece just as much as I do. This guy's cool. He's a cool dude.
Well,
I love
sometimes
Cole.
it's crazy because he puts Sanji above Zoro in strength.
Yep.
Yeah. It's okay to have Sanji as your favorite character, but putting him above Zoro in strength, that's hilarious. Yeah, Kevin, do you also watch some reactors?
I
Or
usually only watch theorists. Don't really watch reaction videos because
okay.
I'm still in university studying, and time's really like the little small free time I get, I treasure it and either
Hmm.
watch and read One Piece or do other stuff. I wish I had more time, especially
Yeah,
with I mean, reaction videos are fun to watch, especially for great chapters like, I mean,
For
chapter
sure.
1000 or when Whitebeard and Roger clashed and Odin's
Yes.
diary. That's a gold mine if you want to watch reactors tear up.
Yes.
That's just and
Watching
feel with
watching
them.
people see Shank walking up to the girl say I love seeing what
hmm
like different people have to say because some people are like yo he's evil, other people is like what is he doing there, and it's always
yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
unfortunately, the reverie was pretty bad in the anime, but people were
Yeah.
shocked anyway.
yeah. Yeah, I hope
Okay.
we get a follow up to Reverie soon, to be honest.
hmm
Few more
Because
chapters.
there's a lot to cover
Yeah,
there.
we will find out about the VV stuff,
Yeah.
Hmm.
100%. We will get a flashback of that
My goodness.
for probably half a chapter, I think,
Yeah, hopefully.
100%. So, King, one question away from One Piece. Are you watching other mangas, anime, or reading as a currently?
Yeah, I well, I'm not caught up to a lot of stuff because I there was this one video game series that I got really addicted to last year called Trails, and it took up like 6 months of my year last year. It's kind of like One Piece, but in video games. It's
Yeah,
just
I've
like
seen your
this
videos of
long.
that. It's like 4 parts, right?
Yeah,
Or 5?
it's so there's Sky, the Crossbell games, and the Cold Steel. So there's like 3 different sagas and with
Okay.
different protagonists, and but it's a continuing story, and so I got really hooked on that. So I let a lot of stuff go down, but normally I'm caught up to like half the stuff in Shonen Jump and some other stuff and other manga. Like I love Kingdom. Have you guys ever read Kingdom?
Unfortunately not, no.
No.
Oh, dude, Kingdom is if you love getting hyped while reading manga, if you would appreciate like any portion of that time period in history when it comes to China and the Warring States period and really cool action sequences to strategic battles are out of
Okay.
this world. Double spreads, just like the way that Oda does it. Oda actually
Okay.
shouted out Kingdom a long time ago. Whenever it was in
Okay.
basically a Kingdom's Marineford kind of, and he had nothing but great words to say about Kingdom. He even drew a panel for Kingdom that you can find online. If you just put
Didn't
like
know that.
Oda Shin whatever, you'll find it. And so it's really good. I highly recommend it. It's a ton of fun. But yeah, like Kingdom for romance, like Kaguya-sama is a lot of fun. Then like some of the stuff in Shonen Jump, like My Hero, Black Clover. I just need to get caught up back on those. Jujutsu
Okay.
Kaisen. I read Attack on Titan. Just like a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I have that Oda
Whole bunch of
panel
anime
open right
manga.
now of Kingdom. It's nice.
Yeah, no, trust me, man. Kingdom. If you ever get an opportunity, whenever I first read Kingdom, I was like Kevin here, and I was in school, and I would
Okay.
come home from school, and stay up doing reactions to Kingdom until like 4 a.m. and just having the time of my life, catching up to that story. It's one of those manga that once you start it, you don't want to stop, and
Yeah.
it's so long now. So, but yeah, it has just that type of feel that it genuinely gets you excited to read it in the same way that One Piece does, and so I really like it a lot. It's a really good series.
Okay. Yeah, nice. I have to
But just
check it
read the
out.
manga. Don't watch the anime. Read the manga.
I heard that one, that the anime is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 3 wasn't that bad, but the first 2 seasons are it's not the best. They
Oh,
put it
okay.
good. It's not the best.
And Kevin, what do you read? Or do you actually read? Other?
I mean, I started Bleach a while back, but I stopped. Time management, you know. It's just
Okay.
Yeah.
it-
Bleach Green. Love that series.
I mean, Bleach was good. I'm now at the arc where he's in the what's it called? The not Shadow World, but the world with the
Wakamundo.
yeah
Wakamundo.
yeah exactly. He's that arc, and it was so lengthy and like boring. I just stopped
Hey,
reading.
I can't. No, I can't blame you. It is like you're staring at the same setting for so long in that arc.
Yeah.
I really love the first part of that arc, but like the second part, it drags on a lot, a lot.
Yeah, and
Crazy.
after some time, I didn't have much time anymore, so I stopped. I what else did I? Oh, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I love it.
Greatness. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I have to check it out either.
How far did you get in JoJo?
I only watched the anime. I want to read it, but I've watched all the seasons.
So you watched part 5? Golden Wind?
Yeah, Golden Wind. Golden Wind's
Oh.
finished, by the way, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I've watched. Yeah, I'm just waiting for what's it called, Steel Ball Run now, or
Stone Ocean would be next, and then
Oh,
Steel Ball Run after that.
Stone Ocean. Yeah,
Everyone's hyping this up. I have to watch it.
dude, watch it. It's so
JoJo's
funny
phenomenal.
and
It's
epic.
hilarious.
The battles are epic.
Yeah.
Like
Dude.
you won't believe
Okay.
it.
If you like so you know how there's certain battles in One Piece where you're like, how in the world is Usopp gonna get out of the situation? JoJo
Yeah.
is filled with that of like, how in
Okay,
the world
okay.
are these characters gonna get out of that situation?
Yeah, it's like Usopp fighting Perona constantly. Like, how the hell should he win?
Yeah.
He pulls it off.
Sounds good for a start, yeah.
Yeah. Although all Usopp fights are like that. I mean, let's face it, that dude never had a straight fight in his life against somebody. He always had to trick or do weird tactics. But
That's what
that's
makes it fun.
He dominated the Fishman guy, but I think that's about it, right?
well, I wouldn't call
Yeah.
it dominating. He threw him a
Yeah,
bottle of
like Harry
sake.
throw it. Yeah.
Barely did it, but I love Usopp's fights. They're always fun to watch.
Same. Always fun, man. That's why I can't wait to see what he's about to do in this arc. To see what
Yeah.
kind of shenanigans he'll have in
That's
store for
that's
that
our
fight.
next question. So back to One Piece. Just a general question for this arc. So how will this war pan out? What fights are left beside those we are already seeing right now?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about it? Or how Onigashima will end?
Oof. I see. It's tough for this one because I feel like it
Yeah.
always changes on a chapter for chapter basis. Y'all know how it is. It's like we come into one chapter thinking like Sanji's gonna fight King. The following chapter, and we're like, okay, maybe he's not. I don't know. So it's like right now, I think the people who are on the rooftop are probably gonna stay like that. I want Sanji to be up there, or if not, hopefully he'll. I don't know what he's going to do here with the Black Maria situation. I'm staying extremely optimistic about the fact that Oda's going to do something with him and Black Maria here, where he's either going to utilize his weaknesses in a way to where when Sanji prevails in the situation, it's going to be really satisfying, or somebody else is going to step in and Sanji will be able to go off and take on King alongside Marco. As
I
he
think
takes on
Robin
Queen.
will step in.
Mm-hmm.
I would love that.
Same here.
I would love for Robin to step in there. And
Because
so
Robin with the hands against the
Exactly.
spider with 8 legs.
exactly, yes.
Perfect
And so
match.
with that very same thought, do you guys think that Brooke is about to take somebody else's fight in this arc?
I don't know.
I
Thing
don't
is
see it
huge.
coming.
So what is Brooke gonna end up doing? Because if Brooke doesn't have a one-on-one with any of those individuals, then we have our matchups. I just don't know what I'm gonna do with like what's gonna happen with our Soul King.
It's weird
Like, what is
because
he
the
gonna
Toby
do?
Ropo are all in a fight, right?
Well, we only have half of them matched up now, or like fixed matchups. If you think Jinbei is matched up, Frankie's matched up, Sanji's kinda matched up. I don't think it'll stay like that.
Yeah, me neither at this point.
Yeah, and who else we got?
I think
King
Ulti.
Queen.
I think Ulti is going to chase Nami to the ends of the earth. So
Yeah.
that's going to have to come eventually.
I think they will stay together. Ulti, Nami,
Usopp and
Usopp
Page
and
One,
Page One.
Usopp and Tama, and I've read something very interesting that it's not a coincidence that Ulti has a mask and Page One doesn't have a mask. That's why Tama will shoot into Page One's mouth, and he will fight against Ulti.
That's fascinating.
And Ulti loves her brother, and she probably doesn't want to hurt him. So, although on the other hand, she rode Page One down a flight of stairs right in front of Luffy. So we don't know how that'll pan out.
Yeah,
true.
But that's the kind of plan Tama has with Nami that we're talking about.
Yeah, I think that matchup's also pretty much set in stone.
Agreed.
I don't think Usopp and Chopper will. Usopp and Nami. Oh, it's always like those two like meshed up, but yeah, Usopp and Nami will definitely beat those two.
Because
for sure.
Brook can't find them either right now because he's going inside. And
Yeah, exactly.
Page One Ulti there at the front.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Well, it could be that Brook does the same thing he did at Big Mom's. He's gonna steal some pornoglyph prints, maybe? Who knows?
Okay, like in the mansion?
Yep.
Maybe he will find something special besides a pornoglyph.
Yeah.
That'd be very interesting because I know that we saw Law down there, but we never actually got to see the contents or anything else that was in the surrounding area. So like to have somebody like Brooke go down there and maybe fight off somebody's like a guardian and that's down there in the mansion, and then like find something crazy in the mansion
Yeah.
would be really dope. I would like that.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Same here. Although, what would be a good matchup for Brook? Because it can't be one of the Flying Six. It should be somebody high enough up to kind of legitimate a full like fight scene.
Yeah.
Maybe one of Big Mom's, but they are not up there.
Mm-hmm.
Perro Sparrow has his fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone will go up there. Or can
No.
someone fly off Big Mom's crew? I don't think so, right?
No, I don't think so either.
No.
Unless we get like more parties joining the fight, but I'm not sure if Oda wants to add more characters for him to draw on the screen. So I don't know. Like, it might be a new character that he'll introduce just to fight Brook, or like we were saying earlier, maybe he won't have that that moment in this arc, or that fight, since he already had it in Whole Cake. But I feel like he's gonna give each moment to like the Straw Hats, so I'm not sure. I feel like they are all gonna get at least something, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sanji, I still think he will fight Queen in the
Okay.
end.
I would say King and Chopper for Queen, but that's just my guess.
I personally think Sanji's still gonna fight King, dude. I think it's perfect. I wouldn't mind the Queen matchup because I think that would be a lot of fun. But I think that the Sanji and King, after I saw that clash, I was like, "There's magic here, bro. There's magic here to be made. We need more of this." But no, before we talk a little bit more about the matchups, I want to talk to you all about something in regards to the ending of Onigashima and like the final battle that I've always wanted to see. And I saw it on a theory a long time ago when Kaido was first introduced as the person who dominates over land, sea, and air. When Wano was first coming out, I read a theory. I think it was on the One Piece podcast website by somebody who wrote it. I can't remember who it was, but I can't remember at this point in time. But they basically said that if Jewelry Bonnie were to go to Wano and she were to age Momonosuke, we could have a situation where Luffy is riding on an adult dragon Momonosuke against Kaido. And I've always wanted to see this because I want to see Kaido's dominance on land, on sea, and on air. And I think the only way we can see that is if we have a battle that takes place on all three platforms. So I think it will end up being a land fight first. Somehow we'll get to the sea. I don't know how Luffy's going to be able to fight Kaido in the sea. And then we'll get to the air. And I think that's where the final battle will take place, with Luffy on top of Momonosuke versus Kaido. But I'm just so, just like you were saying earlier, Kevin, with the Law thing, I know Law has a plan. Law has to have something in mind of some sort of way that they're going to be able to damage Kaido. And there's a lot of people worthy of damaging Kaido up there. Luffy just did it last chapter. But I want to know how Oda's going to show Kaido's dominance on all three, because he's already said it. Like, yo, this dude is somebody you don't mess with on land, sea, and air. So I want to get y'all's thoughts on that.
Yeah, I don't think
I just want to see Kid's medal behind him. How much he really has stacked behind him.
Okay. Yep.
Kid, like the weird RPG hoarder. I need that, and I need that. I'm gonna keep that. Just hoarding metal everywhere. It's awesome. But yeah, King, I think the thing is Luffy can fly in Gear 4, so I don't think we'll see him ride on Momonosuke. What my idea would be is that Zoro actually flies on Momonosuke. That's the only thing I would see, because Luffy can already fly in Gear 4, and he doesn't need Momonosuke to fly.
Very true. Very true.
So well, I expected Zoro riding Marco to fight King, but that's out of the way now.
No. Yeah.
But Zoro fighting on top of Momonosuke, knowing because within this arc, we've already seen certain moments between the two, with like the Sanachi and Momonosuke asking like, so he kind of looks up to Zoro a little bit. He's like, yo, this is this cool samurai dude that's like my dad. So that would be really dope to have Zoro riding on top of Momonosuke as he does like his shot, like you were saying, about the like making the third blade and the third mark on Kaido. I think that would be super awesome, especially if it's on top of Momonosuke, because then it would really showcase that this is both coming from Zoro, it's coming from Hiyori, who Zoro is carrying Hiyori's will here, and coming from Odin, who Momonosuke is carrying his. So I think that would be a really cool thing. I never thought about that. Yeah, that's cool.
And Zoro got the sword too to back it up.
Exactly, with Enma.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess
That's
we
true,
will
yeah.
see some new demon technique, probably a Shura technique with Enma. That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
That's at least the
yes.
idea I got, because like I said, Luffy can fly. He doesn't need Momonosuke for that. But Zoro definitely needs some air assistance right there.
Yeah, but
sure.
Momo, I don't think he will fly in this arc until the end. When Kaido gets knocked out, Momo will create the same flame clouds as Kaido to hold it up to save the flower capital. That's what I think.
That would be awesome. I would really like that.
So he won't fight at all in this arc or fly at all. Just at the end, when Onigashima is dropping down and all hope is lost, suddenly we see all those flame clouds and Momo managed to fly.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
pink flame clouds probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
No,
Momo,
we saw the same flame clouds as Kaido did in Punk Hazard.
True.
Were they red?
Yeah.
Or were they clouds?
I think they were just red, right?
Yeah, I think
No,
in the anime,
no,
I think
no, it was just dark clouds, I think.
I thought
in the
they
manga, I think it was just dark. I think in the anime they colored it. It was like a burgundy-ish color, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Hard to say. I'm not good at remembering details like that. But yeah.
No, they're orange in the anime.
Yeah.
Orange? Okay.
They are orange reddish, yeah.
Yeah, I think he has to overcome his fear of flight. So
yeah.
I mean the jewelry Bonnie theory would be kick ass, like Momonosuke getting a boost of 20 years of training and fighting, and then actually handling Odin's other sword.
That would be awesome.
That would be great to watch, but I don't see it.
Yeah,
happening,
it is his sword, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
With Momonosuke in mind, what about Yamato? Like, where do we see Yamato's potential? I mean, of course, there's so many different things that Yamato has to offer in terms of story, but when it comes to a matchup standpoint, I don't even know. I don't have no idea. But whoever it's going to be against is going to be a lot of fun. That's all I know.
So I have one theory how Luffy will defeat Kaido and Big Mom. So I think they will both be weakened that much by all of them. I think Luffy will be out for a while. Similar to Stampede. So he will be out, and Big Mom and Kaido will be damaged by the other four and maybe some other guys as well. To that point that Luffy can defeat them both at the same time with one final attack. Similar to Stampede, when he pulled out that King Kong gun. I think he will push them both into the ground, not in Onigashima, but in Wano. So he will destroy a part of Wano, but at the same time pushing Wano down to the seafloor to open the border.
Oh, yo, do you know, dude? That would for so many years I was like, this Oda's never gonna surpass when Luffy rang the bell at Skypiea.
That would.
And if that were to happen, that would surpass it. That would surpass it 100%.
It will shake the whole land of Wano, of course, but I think he will push both Kaido and Big Mom and knock them out into the ground at the same time, and that's how the world government will lose their senses if they find out about that.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
And that's when the end game starts.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because they lose their shit because of Luffy, and his bounty. I don't want to know.
Yo, Big News Morgans would have the greatest party of all time after that one. That would be nuts.
Yeah.
Dude, but that sounds fantastic. Like, I would love to see a scenario where both Big Mom and Kaido were to be heavily damaged by like a single. I have no idea what the attack would be called because of course, but it would be really cool to see Luffy utilize his real hockey in a way where it hits both Big Mom and Kaido back to back. That'd be awesome.
That reminds me. Have you played Pirate Warriors 4 by any chance?
Yes, 100%ed it.
Same here. So here's my question to you. Do you see any parallels between the Onigashima arc, which was basically done before Onigashima came out? Because we may have hints in there, like the Dragon Culverine that Luffy learns at the end. That might be something that we could see, you know?
It could be. And it would be great for damaging, like, on top of their heads. Like, in the way that he's been doing the whole arc.
Yeah, but the main thing was there's so many parallels that became true, like X-Drake and Hawkins working for Kaido, and other stuff that was shown in the very brief, weird Onigashima story they had. Also, Luffy was in the prison, which it's true. He was in prison in Onigashima, so I think there might be some parallels that might actually happen, and I think we might see the Dragon Culverine happening.
Yeah,
that'd be dope. I would love to see that attack in the manga.
That would be a great attack. I can see a Dragon Culverine flying beside Kaido to follow up to him.
Maybe
the same.
Yeah, with Ryu infused, the Ryu flames like mimicking a dragon head or something like that.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be fun.
So talking about Endgame, what order do you think are the following arcs, or which arcs are left in what order?
Yeah, I feel like I've had the same conversation anytime. I'm always speechless because it's just with Oda, man. It's so hard to tell. We can assume and predict that we're getting an Elbaf. And then I know that Oda really wants to draw, he said, a revolutionary arc that coincides with Garp and Luffy's backstory that he talked about. But knowing Oda, he always combines his ideas into other arcs. So I don't know if that'll be saved for an arc in and of itself or for the final stuff whenever we get to Laugh Tale and whatever transpires after that. But I think when it comes to this final saga, I think it might be split in either 3 or 4, and it's gonna be, I don't want to say a parallel to the Paramount War, but I think it's going to be like that on like extreme steroids, where every arc from the moment that we started, I think we'll start it off with an adventure, and then once we get to Laugh Tale, that'll be our final like Skypiea type situation where we find an arc. We found an arc on our own, and from then on out, it's just going to be nonstop like insanity of revelations, matchups, the world being turned upside down, and all that stuff. So, but in terms of the way that it's going to be ordered, man, I mean, I want to say after this arc is Elbaf, but I don't think so. I think after this arc we'll have a transitionary arc. I don't know how long. I don't know what will be there. I don't know if it'll be like a Zou or a Jaya or like something that takes place before Elbaf, or if Elbaf itself is a transitionary
I think that
arc.
is Elbaf itself. Yeah, the Zou arc of after Wano. I think a little bit longer than Zou, but not as a big arc.
I agree because for Elbaf we don't have much material. Like
exactly.
Elbaf is already like used for Big Mom's backstory.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like there's enough material left. And Usopp did
especially
say
when Big Mom is defeated.
Yeah, but Usopp said he will be going to Elbaf. It will happen. All of his lies turned into truths at the end. So definitely it's gonna happen. But it's probably, like you said, it'll be a filler arc.
More or less filler. Maybe the last Poneglyph, but not something big. Or I don't think we will see any fights in Elbaf. Maybe a squabble with Shanks for Luffy to prove his strength. Maybe.
Yo, if
Shanks.
Shanks, if we get
What?
Luffy and Shanks meeting in that arc, that's gonna make that arc by itself already like legendary for us fans. We're like, okay, Luffy and Shanks met up in Elbaf. It could end right after this, and I'll be all good.
Yeah, the only thing is that I think Luffy will give the head back on Shanks' grave and not to Shanks
I,
himself.
Hmm.
I've been of the same mindset because I feel like in one of these in the middle of act chapters, we're gonna see Shanks and Blackbeard meet. Like I at this point, with the way that Oda's pacing it, I don't even think he's gonna be waiting to show the beginning of that until post Wano. I feel like he's gonna do it soon. Like maybe after Act 3, Act 4, Act 5 somewhat, but and
Yeah.
then after that, when we see the aftermath to it, it's like you said, we might not ever get to see that Luffy and Shanks meeting. It might be Luffy putting that on his grave, which that hurts my soul saying it, but looks like
Oh
that might be the
yes.
case.
Well,
Yeah, I can see the Shanks pirates and the Red Hair pirates and the Blackbeard pirates clash. Uh, Not really Blackbeard and Shanks himself, but the crewmates of both of
Mhm.
them clash.
mhm.
And then the Straw Hats get there, and that's when Shanks gets somehow tricked by Blackbeard, and it's not even a fight, and Blackbeard like backstabs him or something like that. Because
Fatally wounds him
then,
at least. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
because then we have the Straw Hats against the Blackbeard Pirates. So there has to be some kind of trap, for the Red Hair Pirates.
for
That's
sure.
what I think. That's right when the Straw Hats get there.
Or maybe even the red hair pirates being there fending off the Blackbeard pirates so Luffy can, activate the One Piece and I
I
don't
think
know,
they're stronger than
unite
the
the world.
Blackbeard Pirates. That's the
Who
only problem
knows?
I have with that. So
No, I
I think they would dominate the Blackbeard
no,
Pirates
I
in
don't
a
think
fair
so.
fight.
The thing
No?
is, if you look at how carefully they actually selected the devil fruits they got, like what's his name, Rio of the Rain or
Shiryu.
Oh,
Shiryu,
Shiryu.
Shiryu
Yeah,
of the Rain. Sorry. So he basically got the invisibility fruit. That's overpowered for a swordsman. Like a
yes,
swordsman is already fast and strong. Now he's invisible too, so that'll be a hell of a fight for Zoro. That's for sure. And then the other matchups will be Usopp's dad against Ogre, and then Usopp
hmm
coming to help him. I think there are clear matchups we can already see. But like I said, I think the Red Hair Pirates will more likely fend off the Blackbeard Pirates.
Yeah, I think we already saw the
And
matchups
they,
of the
you
Red
know,
Hair Pirates and the Blackbeard Pirates at
ba-
Marineford, and they were showing
yeah,
them side by
yeah.
side.
And
yep,
basically, the Blackbeard Pirates set a trap, but the Red Hairs try to move the Straw Hats through, but they can't. So they get into the fight anyway. Something like a
yeah.
huge all-out war. Luffy needs to activate the One Piece. That's just
Yeah,
my idea here. And Blackbeard's just like, let it all burn and go to hell. Like you know,
Yeah.
and out of
I
the destruction he's gonna create a new kingdom or something. I don't know. He got a backstory to back it up. We'll see.
I feel like it's so tough because I want to agree that it's most that like I want it to take place at Laugh Tale because I think that would be insane and it would prove to be that for sure like the finale of the series
mm,
would live up to being as legendary as we all thought. But like I'm thinking back to Water 7 after that extremely long saga and that fact that Ace fought Blackbeard after that. And right now Blackbeard's on the move and Shanks is on the move. So like if they don't clash here, it's like it feels like everything is perfectly building up for them to clash in post Wano. But if Oda can somehow find a way for them not to clash and save it for Laugh Tale, then it would be either way it's gonna be legendary. We just don't know when it's gonna happen.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
but it would be the perfect finale. Like Shanks
Agreed.
and Blackbeard clashing on Laugh Tale and
No, I
Luffy
think that clash will be on
basically.
Lodestar Island,
Okay.
right before Love Tale, the Red Hair Pirates against the Blackbeard Pirates. I think Lodestar Island is like Shanks's home base,
hmm
where he welcomes everyone who finished the New World.
Okay.
But
So it's kind of
then
like
you
the next
don't know
Sabaody.
where is Love Tale after Lodestar.
Okay.
And of course, Shanks knows, but Blackbeard will somehow find out about it. I still think he will capture because Buggy's fleeing right now. I
Yeah.
think Blackbeard will capture Buggy to lure out the location of Laughtail.
Yeah.
And that will
Definitely
be
down for that.
if he actually kills Buggy then and Shanks sees that, this will cause the clash.
Yeah. It would work. That's a good theory.
That's what I think about it, yeah. So
I just wonder what.
Hmm?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Just...
No, I was gonna say I just like on that same thought of like whenever you said the Blackbeard is gonna chase after Buggy, I wonder what he's looking for right now because obviously he could have some sort of information telling him that like yo something's open. Like I don't know if it's one of the ancient weapons. I don't know if it's
Maybe it is
Shirahoshi
Buggy.
or maybe it is Buggy. You know what I mean? Like what is open right now that this man is going after this point where he was like, yo, we have to capitalize on this opportunity. And Blackbeard doesn't move unless the success rate is almost 100. So this whatever is going on right now in the One Piece universe, which we have our theories on it and whatnot, but whatever it is that he's going for, he has a pretty good idea that he can get this while everybody's distracted with the whole Shichibukai versus Marine situation.
Yeah,
So
but Blackbeard's also a gambler. Don't forget that he went to
True.
Shiryu, and he didn't know if he would have an antidote and help him out. He just based it on his luck. So
yes.
That's his inner Luffy of like, yo, screw it, I want to do this. We'll deal with the consequences later. Let's go.
That's true, yeah. So where do you think, or well, it's the most basic question. So what's the One Piece, right? So to go further into that, where exactly do you think is Laughtail, and how do you get there?
Man. Like,
So we know how to get there, but
yeah.
in what special way after finding the road poneglyphs?
I mean, I've been thinking it like there's so many different things, right? I guess first before we say like how do we get there, it's like where and how and what. So it's like if Laughtail really is either something that's like in space or if it's something that is on the planet, I think that would have to do a lot with how it is that we're going to get up there, or down there, or wherever it is that it is. But however it is that we get there, I think the way that you get to Laughtail will give us like a pretty good clue as to what the One Piece is. And what I mean by that is if it's something that you have to go back to the red line in order to have a way to actually get to Laughtail, then then there's a good assumption that thing, whatever the One Piece is something capable of destroying either the red line or capable of like a destruction of the entire planet, because it's so tough, man. Like when it comes to theorizing the end of the series, but I guess that's what makes it so much fun. But where do you guys think? Do you guys think the Laughtail is in space or is it on the Earth?
I think it's inside of Rivers Mountain.
I've always loved that theory.
Yeah,
I've always loved that
because the X tells the spot.
Yeah.
And it's still a pirate manga.
Yeah.
Well,
sometimes you can't believe it, but it's still a pirate manga.
You can just build on that. You can say, well, it is just the starting ramp, and it is in space, actually. So you shoot from Rivers Mountain up, with additional boost.
I haven't heard that one.
Who knows?
Yo, hey, that for real. Like that's like this time we'll go up the other side of Reverse Mountain and with enough acceleration, Nami's navigation, knock upstream to space. That would be insane, and like that would explain why it is that there's only been one pirate group that's ever made it up to Laughtail. But it's just it's like I wonder it because it has to be something so insane and out there that that it requires specific instructions in order to make it to this place. So like you need to have all of the coordinates pointing to one specific spot, and and like in order for the things to be in a specific way, in order for you to make it to Laugh Tale. So of course you would need an excellent navigator, but you would also need somebody like Robin to read off his instructions.
Yeah.
So like that's why I'm like, man, like I absolutely adore that reverse mountain theory, but like Kevin was saying, if it really is where it is in reverse mountain, but it's just either way below reverse mountain or way above reverse mountain, like directly above it, and
Yeah.
it's somewhere in space. I don't know, man. Like when it comes to the One Piece, it's so interesting. I know Oda's known about it for a very, very long time of like what it is. Of course, the theories are out of this world of like it'll basically like turn the all blue true of like it destroying the red line, all the seas become one. Of course, that's very plausible. But what do you guys think the One Piece is?
There is one special theory I saw on YouTube. It's I think 2 years ago. That the One Piece is actually Imu's sarcophagus.
Hmm.
That but I don't think it is, but I found that theory fascinating. So the theory is like that Emu is based on the on ancient Egypt on Imhotep. He was an
Okay.
ancient doctor in Egypt who is also missing, or who is just a legend in ancient Egypt. But they never found the sarcophagus of Imhotep. And this guy was basically an incredible doctor. So further into this theory is that he's the one um, the life operation was performed on by Law.
Well, by the guy who had the fruit before long.
By the guy who had the fruit
Basically.
back then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this operation, that's not only this theory. I think that generally that this operation was performed on Emu in the ancient times. So basically, Emu is a legend in One Piece, and people know about this figure, but not that he's actually alive. So it's like in history books that Emu guy and an ancient doctor, but that he is actually alive and ruling the world. And the One Piece will be actually the sarcophagus of Emu, and so yeah.
I'm gonna read
I
up
don't
on
think
that.
that happens.
That sounds really fascinating. I'm gonna read up
I
on that
think was it Alpha Too Late?
one. I haven't heard that name in years.
I think it was something like that. But yeah. What I actually think the One Piece is the destruction of the Red Line and nothing else.
Yeah.
One Piece is an ancient weapon, basically.
Okay.
Capable
Oh yeah,
of
it
it.
it is Alpha Too Late. I'll send you the link in the Discord.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
I
sounds like a fun.
like I think I agree with Marco here for most of it, at least. One Piece being a weapon. The other thing though is, if it is a weapon, why do we see Roger and everybody just laughing there? Like, what's funny about a weapon? There's
I
stuff
think
that doesn't fit that well together. There's so many gaps.
Yeah, I have my theory about that questions. I think there are 2 questions after that. Yeah.
Yo, well, are you gonna save it for them? Because I have something for why they were laughing.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Laugh gas.
So just move on. Just move on.
Booby traps.
Now.
God damn it.
But let's talk for now. The next question about the future crewmates. Who do you think will actually be another Straw Hat, or will somehow join in the future?
Man, at this point, I really want Yamato to join. I like 150%. But it's like at this point, I'm not sure if Oda's gonna add anyone, and like maybe everyone from here on out joins the alliance. I don't know. Like he could pull like maybe give us a cabin boy per se,
That's
or
what I
like
think.
a
Yeah.
or like an Odin, or give us like a Momonosuke or like a Tama, or like some sort of childlike figure that can carry on after the straw has
Yeah.
become old. I think that'd be really cool.
I think we also have all the straw hats complete now, but there will be one or two cabin boys or cabin girls. That's all
Yeah.
there is left.
So, based on the theory that Luffy will have how many crewmates? 10. Was he counting
Yeah.
himself too or not?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Yeah, but that's the point, because
We also have to
also
look
it
at
says
Blackbeard's
at
crew.
least.
Everyone has to have one matchup against Blackbeard at the end.
Yeah, but also he said at least. It's never specified if it is exactly
Yeah.
that many crewmates. That's
True
the
that.
next point.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if
Then
that's
maybe we
just
got
the
Tama.
translation or if it's really phrased that way.
It's hard to tell.
Mhm.
I think Momo and Tama will join
Hey, I'm
because they
down.
have a special
I love both of
connection.
them.
Yeah. I don't know about that. The thing is, Momo is needed in Wano. He's the new regent. He's not gonna go anywhere. That's at least what I think. And there's nobody else who could take his place for the time being. Maybe Hiyori, but I don't know how that would work out. So with that, we have Momo not in the calculation anymore. And what I think is that Yamato, since she adores Odin and she knows who Momonosuke is, I think she wants to stay at Momonosuke's side and protect him and basically be his new retainer. But that's just
Okay.
my theory, and that way they're bound in Wano and they can't travel with them.
Okay.
The thing with Yamato, because like I'm 100% in agreement with you, but like with Yamato's character, because of the concept of freedom that Oda's toying with here, of like her not knowing or not accepting exactly what it is who she is, rather putting on this mask of Odin. I think that once the borders open and she's given the opportunity after Luffy defeats Kaido to go out and finally see this world that Ace spoke of, and finally see the world that everyone around her said is so incredible and marvelous. I feel like it's so tough because 100, I would love to see her be a retainer to Momonosuke, and on the other hand, I would also love to see her go out and see the world on her own, even if she doesn't join the crew, just like to go out on her own the same way Ace did and attempt to build up a crew, or just go off on some Mihawk stuff and just see the world on her own. Or maybe she could be a retainer that works under Momonosuke, but while everyone else is still there, and if they're protecting the capital, she can go out and be like a messenger / person who goes out and sees the world on Wano's behalf, like an ambassador. I think that could be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would work.
That
but
could work,
I feel like there's so many things that they're kind of fighting each other, like ideologies and duties and especially for Yamato, that it is hard. Like Oda can turn it any way he wants. How Yamato's written right now, and I feel like just on a whim he could decide, well, she's gonna go out and have adventures, or on a whim he could say, oh well, it's her freedom to choose to be a retainer to Momonosuke. It's how 100%. You want to put it. It's it works.
Agreed.
Okay.
Oh, so by the way, do you think of Carrot as full crewmate?
No.
Both of you.
No, I think Carrot's gonna stay like an alliance member.
Yeah, the Mink tribe will be part of the alliance.
Yep.
And Carrot will lead them probably.
Yeah, maybe. Although I've already thought maybe So will come late to the party, trying to grab Onigashima and kind of stop it from advancing toward the flower capital. And then at the end, the sin of Sunisha is forgiven and she can finally lay down to rest in Wano. Something like that at the end, maybe. But we'll see, I guess.
that would be an incredible way to wrap up and tie together this saga if Zunisha makes it to Wano in the middle of the flower capital Folly.
Do you know
I
that
love.
theory,
I've never heard that.
King?
I've never read it.
Do you know that theory about uh it is basically what Kevin just said, that punishment of Sunisha, that it is all connected to Fishman Island and the Noah, that everyone, so some people and also some creatures like Sunisha, had to do something. The Noah had to pull up the Fishman, and in the end, they all had to join Wano, also Fishman Island, or not the island itself, but the Fishman.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And Sunisha did not manage to bring So to Wano as a part of protection for to the world government.
Wow.
And so
I've never
Joy
heard
Boy
this theory
saw
before.
that it is already too late, and Sunisha effed up. So he just ordered him to walk around so nobody finds So and the road pornoglyph. So because we already saw that Fishman Island also had a red one. So I think all these islands or people with red pornoglyphs had to go to Wano on this waterfall to be protected from the world government. That's the final order of Joy Boy, but it did not happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, it
my
makes sense
goodness.
if you think that Wano is completely shut off from the world government.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Man, dude, I've heard bits pieces of Zunisha's like destination and of the journey, but I've never heard this punishment one. That would tie in, like, that sounds like an Oda level. I'm gonna show off the Void Century flashback and really like mess y'all's minds up on like just how interconnected and woven this world is. That's wow. My mind is blown
But
right
we'll
now.
see, yeah.
Yeah.
So now about Luffy when we look at the last chapter, what do you think is his ultimate dream?
Ooh. See, I've been thinking about this a lot the last 2 weeks. As I said earlier, Luffy's a character of ultimate freedom. Is the embodiment of that. But when it comes to this dream, it has to be something so out there and outlandish that somebody would say like, "Yo, don't laugh at that." Like I would never laugh at such a thing, even if it sounds crazy. So it's like I'm not. I want to get y'all's thoughts on it before I give my own. What do y'all think he said? And Roger, what do you think Roger said too?
I think O'Hara got it exactly right. Have you read that one?
No, I haven't read O'Hara's.
That Luffy just wants to have one party with the whole world together, one big feast. Because of every arc, we have a big feast when they win.
Okay.
So, and we also have one hint in Stampede as well. So maybe it is a hint, so I brought it up. That when, oh my God, what is he called in Stampede?
Which one?
The villain? Am I stupid now?
Bullet.
Bullet, yeah.
Yeah. Bullet.
Bullet wanted to kill everyone on this island, and Luffy was like, "If you kill all these guys, I can't have a great party with them afterwards." So it's always about this party, and that's what a little kid can bring up. I want to party with everyone in the whole world. I want to have one big feast with everyone.
Especially
That's something as a kid like Luffy could bring up.
Yo, I love that.
But I don't know.
And I could definitely see why or how something like that could bring Yamato to tears.
Yeah,
110%.
true. Yeah.
It's like, well, Kevin, what are your thoughts on it?
I got no clue. Marco just blew my mind right there. And
yeah, for real, same.
Yeah,
no,
no
it's
clue.
the library of O'Hara. He has some good chapter reviews after every chapter.
Yeah,
And
I didn't get a chance to read the
yeah.
1000 one. That's awesome. That's insane.
That's in this one, yeah, in the 1000.
Yeah. It's like after I had a feeling that if it wasn't going to be something like that, something that ties in thematically, there would have to be something that ties into the Void Century and something similar to like what we're going to talk about here in a little bit with why they laughed and whatnot. Like I felt like Luffy and Roger said something so crazy that when Roger was reading Joy Boy's thing, he felt that same level of craziness emanating from Joy Boy to the point where he was like, "Yo, I wish I could have lived in this time,
Oh
so that I
yes.
could have experienced that with him." So I felt like they said something just like absolutely nuts of like I don't know, just to put something out there. Like I would love to go with everyone on the moon, or I would love to, you know, have some sort of thing, whatever the case may be. But that it's something that just seems so out of this world that
Yeah.
that nobody would ever believe it, and it captures the sense of adventure and the sense of romance in adventure. But I
Yeah.
love that O'Hara theory. Like that's a really good one.
I think you also have some hints also with Big Mom. It's basically the same dream, but not in evil style.
Yeah. Yeah. So like,
Um,
to like bring at least like one person or one thing from every race together and in one
yeah.
place.
And I think those 900 years ago, I think everyone lived happily together in the ancient kingdom, and the fishermen visited them all the time, and the minks visited them all the time.
Oh,
So,
you gotta
yeah.
clarify that's your theory, by the way. You just threw it out
Hmm?
here in the blue. No,
Uh,
isn't it your king
no, no,
theory?
no,
No,
no, no, no, no.
that's for later.
I'll
Okay,
come up. Yeah,
don't want a
that's for later,
spoiler.
later. No, also that so I think everyone was living happily together, and the fishmen and the minks were visiting the
Hmm.
ancient kingdom back in the days.
Hmm.
And we also got a hint with Mary Showa because of the castle name. It's called Pangaea Castle, and Pangaea was on Earth, the old continent, when
Yep.
everything was together.
Everything was together. Yeah.
Mm.
True that.
Yeah, maybe, but
Maybe.
we'll see
Yo,
in
but
five,
that's
6 years.
yeah. We'll see. We'll see. And I
So
Yeah,
guarantee you, when we do see, it's gonna be like that's what it was. It was right in our faces the whole time.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, as
yeah,
always.
classic
So
Oda.
yeah,
further to that, what do you
yeah.
think are Uranus and Pluton, or who are they?
Hmm. Uh, it's I absolutely love the theory of I believe it's Pluton being a ship, right? If I'm not mistaken, if I'm mistaken, like a the I, I'm trying to remember exactly which one it was.
Yeah, Pluton
Whatever.
was the if you remember it, Water 7, Frankie had the plans. He burned them right in front of CP9.
Yep. Yep.
That was Pluton's plans, and well, or Uranus, we have no clue, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So
this was the old Pluton, but I actually think that, like Poseidon, it is still inherited by a human, and I think that human is Vivi.
so you think Vivi contains Pluton within her?
I think so, yeah. I think she has some ancient power to like awaken something in the earth, maybe underneath the
Hmm.
sand in Alabasta with a scream. That's also I don't want to spoil you. It's somehow mentioned in those O'Hara chapters in the what happens in the Reverie.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It
Yeah,
I
goes
get really
into
gotta read
that.
those now, man. I
You
gotta
I
have
read
to
those.
read those. It's incredible.
yeah, but I don't know about that theory because basically she was at her limit in Alabasta, and she did
Hmm.
scream and nothing happened. So, like I said,
That's
I
true.
got no clue if maybe it's an age
I
thing. She wasn't of age before she
Yeah,
activated,
good
or
point.
who knows. But
I
Mm,
I'm definitely of agreement that Pluton has to have some sort of connection to Alabasta, though, because if we are going by the game plan that Oda really did want to
yeah,
end One Piece in 5 years, and he was introducing a lot of end game stuff in that Alabasta Jaya period, which is why we got introduced to
yeah,
so many things from Endgame there. Then
true.
Pluton, which was the first one introduced, he had to have had an idea at that point in time that what I'm showing here has a connection to that ancient weapon. I don't know. because I feel like the ship in the end of the series is already going to be taken by Noah. So I don't know if they're going to need another ship of that caliber unless somebody else has that ship. In that case,
Yeah.
Pluton still could be a ship if it is to oppose the Noah of something of like that size, whatever the case may be. But it being inherited by a human now, that's something that I would. But then, what would the ability be in terms of, because we know Shirahoshi is able to command the Sea Kings, but like in Pluton's case, what would be able to command and or like do with that ability?
It's hard to say.
Yeah. Also, the popular theory is that Iceberg and Frankie built the Pluton for the Straw Hats. So basically, the Thousand Sunny being the Pluton, but Frankie modified, of course, because he loves his own designs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's a really popular theory out there because they use the wood of the Adam tree, right? That's what it was
Yes.
called.
Yep.
So the strongest wood in the world, basically, best material. And yeah, like I've heard a lot of theories about the Thousand Sunny being Pluton, and that there might be functions we just haven't seen yet.
True. Maybe the Klabautermann has something to show.
Yeah.
And about Uranus, I still think that it wasn't Joy Boy who gave Sunisha the order to walk around. It was the ancient Uranus, and that is inherited by Momo. I think
so Momo has Uranus.
I think Momonosuke is Uranus, yeah, because Yamato also said 2 chapters ago that he is the key, that Momo has to stay alive at all costs.
Although
I think that's not related to Wano. I think that's related to the end game, that he has to stay alive.
Yeah. Although, as a side note, and that's just what I think is, we have devil fruits, and they basically work on soul mechanics, right? So I think it's more of an incarnation or not resurrection, but incarnation cycle that those souls get born again and still are the weapon. I think at the end of the series we will see a lot tied to souls, like devil fruits, the ancient weapons. Maybe even Luffy having the soul of Roger. Who knows? Basically, but
like Attack on Titan.
Yeah, but at least that's just my thought about it, because once I saw Dressrosa and how he basically the grunt of Don Flamingo explained how devil fruits work, that just changed the whole playing field right there. So I'm really curious how this will all be explained in the end, or if it will be explained. Maybe Oda will just never bother with it. But I feel like the ancient weapons, maybe there's even more to it than we know. Maybe they like retained their memories of the Void Sentry, who he can pull like anything he wants with those, because basically he hasn't set anything in stone yet.
I feel like the reason why he hasn't shown any of them physically, aside from Poseidon, is because once we see them, we're gonna have a like the closest you can possibly get idea to what actually took place in the Void Century. Because if we were to see Uranus or Poseidon or Pluton right now, and let's just say their technology is more advanced than what we've seen so far, then we would have a pretty good idea of what the Void Century actually was, like in a civilization before an apocalypse or something around those lines. So I feel like that's why we haven't seen any of the ancient weapons yet. And in Uranus' case, I still feel like Roger and Shiki, that conversation they had, I know that people believe it to be the One Piece that Shiki was referring to with whenever he was talking about the weapon that Roger recently took. But if it's not the One Piece, it most certainly might be Uranus. And if it's Uranus, then it's got to be something that they can fit either on the Oro Jackson
Yeah.
or or maybe inside of an animal, or maybe it's that massive egg or whatever it
Uh,
is. Like I don't know, man. It's with Uranus is the spookiest one out of all of them because we have a general
True.
idea for the other two, but Uranus is like it could literally, like Kevin was saying, be anything. Just so many different possibilities.
Well,
Yeah,
we will see.
there's
It's
a
very
lot
hard to
of
say.
there's a lot of possibilities. So yeah, no hints and then trying to pin it down. That's probably the hardest thing you can try.
Mm-hmm. Especially knowing Oda.
So,
Like Oda will give you like 10 hints and then break your ankles with the 11th one. So it's like
oh. So, do you know Randy Troy, King?
somewhat. I've heard the name. I've never watched a video.
Um, yeah, because he had one incredible theory that law is actually part of sword. Have you seen that one?
Interesting. No, I've never even heard that one.
Yeah, never
If
heard of that one
no, I've
because
never
it's
heard of that
really
one.
popular since that Randy Troy guy put it out there.
Wow.
Um, it,
That actually sounds like a really cool theory because automatically my mind's like, yo, Corazon
yeah,
and all that
because
stuff.
of
So it's like
inherited will, yeah. And
exactly.
Corazon probably
Yeah.
was also sword underneath Sengoku.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, but also parts of those theory are, for example, that what was that? That Law always when Luffy does something good. Law is always like a pirate doesn't do that. A pirate is no good, and stuff like that. And he hates this behavior of Luffy because he hates pirates and he can't see how a pirate is a good guy like Luffy. And he likes Luffy, of course.
Oh. Uh-huh.
And that he is basically still a Marine. So when the Marines found Law back in the day, Sengoku talked to him and he's still part of Sword.
That would make him showing up in Marineford make so much more sense after all these years.
That as
Like,
well. I think that's because of the D,
Mhm.
because he
yeah.
wanted to save Luffy because of the D.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, that could also be.
Oh no, no,
And
I'm like
also, yeah.
I'm talking about like the way that he was able to navigate there, of
Ah,
like having like
okay,
the path already in his mind of like, yo, this is how I get to Marineford, and I'm able to make it in
okay,
a submarine, so like if he already made it there beforehand because he is a member of Sword, it would make so much sense to me of like, okay, this is how Law knows the terrain because he's been here before,
okay.
possibly multiple times.
And also, when Law was introduced to the series, the first thing he did, he talked to Drake.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had a
Yo,
speech
that's wild.
like, "How
You said
many
it was
killed you?" Or how?
Randy
Yeah,
Troy?
Randy
I'm
Troy.
sorry.
Yeah,
You said it was Randy Troy? Okay.
Randy Troy. Yeah. So basically,
I want to see that video.
the first conversation between Law and Drake was like, "So, how many killed did you kill today, and how many killed you?"
pretty
So
pretty
they were having a friendly conversation.
pretty familiar with each other, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty popular theory by now, and
and that's why
I've watched
that's
it,
why Drake let him out.
and yeah, that's why Drake let him out. That was
Interesting.
the point in time when the theory really
Yeah,
uh,
Like
took
hit stride.
like got traction, because
I
why would Drake just let Law out of prison like that? Just go have
yeah,
fun.
because Drake had this year-long operation underneath Kaido, and
yeah.
now he risks all of that because of Law. Why?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because he has
True
that much
that.
trust in Luffy? No, because he's Law's friend.
And he got
You know,
caught too, by the way. So
I
Yeah,
had been wondering why around that time period. I kept seeing so many comments commenting on Law and Corazon, the possibility of him inheriting his will and being a member of Sword. But I had
yeah,
never seen people put it in a way um, like you just did, where man, like that makes total and complete sense. And if
Yeah,
that were to
that's
be the
one
case,
mega
it would
theory by Randy
explain.
Troy.
I definitely got to watch that, and like it would explain why Oda's focusing specifically not only just on Kaido's side of things, but also with Law and like the concept of betrayal and trust and betrayal. And if he is a member of Sword and yet
Yeah.
continues to work alongside Luffy, then all this time I've been looking at Smoker as being Luffy's Garp when it could actually be Law in this case.
Although I still think like Sword, we need more information because I believe there's a Sword member in pretty much every big pirate crew. Like we have Aokiji in Blackbeard's crew, and
Yeah.
I bet they don't trust him. They don't trust him a bit. So
Not at
Yeah.
all.
he's got to be so careful. But I bet
Mhm.
he's in Sword because he's admiring Garp. Like Garp's his huge crush. Well, as
Yeah.
if you look at the flashbacks and stuff, he got a huge man crush on Garp,
He
understandably.
does.
But then we got X Drake, who's definitely a Marine, and he, well, with all that's going on now, that's a little
Yeah.
bit apparent right now.
And
And
Garp is 100% the leader of Sword.
yeah, and Law, I still don't know how he fits into the bill because he wasn't beneath Kaido, he was beneath Choker. So what was his business basically? Like all of the three guys we have here, which we can pretty much assume they're with Sword. We have Aokiji under Blackbeard. That's an emperor, right? We have X-Drake beneath Kaido, which is also directly under an emperor. And then we have Law somewhere beneath Choker. Like, come on, there's got to be more. Like that can't be all. And I don't think Law's goal for Sword was to infiltrate the Straw Hats because they were still
No,
a
no.
small group back then.
It's small group. Yeah.
They weren't the big shots they're now. So there's still a lot that needs explaining. That's
True.
for sure.
So, about Randy Troy's theory. So now we have another question. King, do you actually have a one-of-a-kind theory you want to share with us?
Oh man.
So something you came up or haven't heard anything about it?
I haven't really theorized. I whenever I first started doing YouTube, I used to do a lot of theories. I was
Okay.
the one that I was known for was the Sanji is a member of royalty. Whenever
Mhm.
when I wrote that video in
Okay.
2014 before all that stuff started happening. But that's pretty much like the only like theory video I've ever put out. All the other ones have been like inside of just the reactions. But in terms of like a one in a kind, I don't know if it's a one in a kind one, but just leading into the why it is that they laughed, it kind of leads into that. I
Yeah.
truly believe at this point in the story that Oda is taking us towards the fact that in the ancient times in the One Piece universe, it was a world where civilization was advanced, and then something happened with the ancient kingdom, and once that happened, I don't know if it was the One Piece or the ancient weapons, but it did cause an apocalyptic destruction to the One Piece universe, causing it to be the way that it is now. Which is why I think that Roger laughed, because when he heard of flying cars and he heard of rocket ships and
Okay.
telephones and TVs, he was like, "What in the world is he talking about?" And everybody just
Oh,
started busting out laughing.
I haven't heard that one. Okay, that
That's
sounds
So
pretty good. Yeah.
that's a cool theory. I like that.
that's why I don't think that he's shown, even if it's not an advanced civilization like that, I do think that that's why he hasn't shown both the ancient weapons and anything physically from that time period, aside from things we've seen so far, because he knows once he does that, we're gonna have major hints to what actually took place.
Well,
So that's pretty
Yeah.
much the only theory that I have.
there's just one thing
that,
I really want to throw in because it's just
Mhm.
fitting so perfectly. Do you remember the I hope I pronounce them right. Sorry for my bad English, but
NL.
that's NL. Yeah, not not the other one, but
That's German. Enel is
The
German.
cover story?
yeah, the cover story exactly, with the moon and the machines and the space pirates and whatnot.
Yes. Exactly. Yep. It's like, yo, where did they get those things from, and how did they get up there? And the fact that so
True, yeah.
many of those, because we know that Skypiea has a lot of connections to the end game and whatnot, but like the fact that there's space pirates up on the moon with NL making it up there, and then there's something like Oda was going.
Okay,
Um,
you're cutting off. Sorry, I don't know what's
King, you're
going
cutting
on.
off.
Yeah.
Hello. We still can't hear you, unfortunately.
And he's
Okay.
gone.
We'll wait for a moment. He'll
It'll
be back.
take a minute. We don't have that many questions anyway. Like there's
I
three
don't
more.
think we have one long question.
Hello?
You back?
All right, I think we should be good to go now. Maybe.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
All right. But no, yeah, I don't know when it started cutting off, but I was just basically saying that because of the amount of information, or I think by the time that we finish One Piece and we look back at Skypiea, we're gonna be like, man, there was a lot of end game stuff
Oh,
here.
yes.
But it's because of that, those cover
Definitely.
pages are going to be extremely important whenever we get to the end game, and we'll be like, wow, that's the connection to the moon. That's why in Eni's lobby we were introduced to 6 moons. That's
True, yeah.
why they stopped the Gorosei, or the Gorosei stopped Clover from saying that word. Like that's when a lot of stuff will start becoming clear, and I think it'll have a connection to the cover pages in Skypiea by just going off of
Yeah.
what was said.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
true. So
I mean, there's
yeah.
Yeah, sorry. No, I just wanted to say, if you tie all of that together, like we have stuff in O'Hara which hasn't been clarified yet, and it will be one huge reveal. If Oda will reveal like the Void Sentry, it'll be a landslide. It'll be an avalanche, just freaking plowing all over us. Like we won't see it coming, but it'll blow everybody's minds. Pretty sure about that.
True.
And all the huge questions from O'Hara's and the cover page story of NL and whatnot. It'll be
Exactly.
all revealed and explained in one fell swoop. That's what I
Man,
believe. What will happen?
100%. It's gonna be so crazy because like I can't even fathom the fact that we could possibly get like some of those back to back to back insane chapters that we usually get. But instead of it being back to back to back insane chapters, it's back to back to back. Here's the Will of D. Here's the Ancient Weapons. Here's the Void Sentry. Here's the One Piece. Like,
Oh my god!
that's nuts.
The thing is, we have like
Yeah.
200, 250 chapters left, and we have got like 500 mysteries, right?
Yes, yeah, it's crazy.
So
There,
those
there,
chapters will be crammed, yeah.
there's still the mystery with the Florian Triangle monsters. Never
Yeah,
never
that
has
as
been
well.
revealed. There's so many mysteries, and it's crazy.
So many little
So
mysteries that you just know Oda never forgot. Like you
yeah,
just know that he's just waiting to pull them out.
Yeah.
100%, yeah. So one thing about Roger's laugh, we also have a one of a kind theory about that. That is what I think that it was like a children's story. What Roger
Mhm.
read. So basically, in the ancient kingdom, there was no real king. There was
Okay.
this Joy Boy figure who everyone admired, but I don't think it was the king of the ancient kingdom. I think that every day someone had to play king, or someone got to play king. Everyone. So the crown the straw hat was shared by everyone. Every day, now you're a king. Now you're a king. Now you get to make decisions. And
Mhm.
one day, Emu got the crown, and he was like, I keep that thing now.
Mm.
That's what I think happened.
And
And
that's why he has it frozen in that catacomb. I like that theory. I like
true.
that.
And also that after that he ordered someone with the Opi Opi no Mi to make him immortal, and because he was king, he could
Hey,
order around everyone, but
hey,
um, no one really ever ordered someone around in the ancient kingdom.
yeah.
Everyone was friendly and happily together.
Like paradise, all the races together,
Yeah,
no hate or anything.
Exactly.
And then
and everyone
Emu
Yo.
made
got
good
just
decisions,
power
but this
hungry.
one day, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he was power
Yo,
hungry.
I love that.
Maybe he's also a D. Maybe everyone is a D in the ancient kingdom.
Mm.
Maybe he also is one, but he kept the crown for himself.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's
Yo, that's
because
a
it's like a
that's
children's story, and Roger couldn't believe how naive this kingdom was to give
yeah.
everyone this crown around, and
Just
that's how
let
the kingdom
everybody
went
be
down.
king. Yeah.
And that's probably why he said, I would have loved to live in like alongside him to party along with them because they seem like fun people. Like they
Yeah,
seem like people that would be up for adventure and whatever. So I
yeah,
like that, man, and it would tie into why he treasures the Straw Hat so much. It kind of feels like a symbol of his journey up until this point. It's like, yo,
yeah,
this is where it started with this Straw Hat here.
yeah. People are talking about a war crown or a war trophy of
Hmm.
this straw hat, but I think that is actually his crown
That's crazy.
or
I
his
like that.
old crown.
But on the other hand, think of it. Roger had the straw hat, and he became king, pirate king. And
Hmm.
Luffy will become pirate king, and he will have the straw hat. It is basically
Yeah,
a crown. It's
it is.
Yeah,
not like specifically said, but it's kind of implied.
yeah. And another thing I read online about Roger's love is that because Buggy got sick, right, and he stayed
Hmm.
back, and Shanks stayed with him. And Roger already gave Shanks a straw hat at this point. What if Roger actually couldn't activate One Piece because this is like a key to have the straw hat? And
Oh
Shanks
man.
stayed back, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my!" And maybe you have like one chance to go to Laugh Tale, and then you can't go
Yeah.
back there. And he was like,
For
"Oh
maybe a
my God,
decade
what
or
the
so.
hell did we do?" And
Yeah.
everyone was laughing about it because they
So
couldn't do
so so
anything.
then they just started busting out laughing because they were like, "Yo, we're a bunch of idiots. Like
Yeah,
like we left the key behind."
yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's also a good theory. And basically, if you tie it together with a cycle, like you can only access Laugh Tale every 100 years, it would
yeah.
make totally sense.
Maybe there's
Hmm.
like a Joy Boy figure or statue that you have to put the hat on to activate One Piece or
Kind of
this
like
Yeah.
project.
kind of like
And
the scene with Shanks and Luffy. Shanks putting the
yeah,
hat on Luffy.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a Kid Joy Boy statue. You have to put it on like a RE7 mystery. I don't
Yeah,
know.
for real. Yeah.
Okay, so now we actually have three questions left, but I wanna drop the longest one because I have to work
Yeah.
in 5 hours.
Oh, okay. No, understood.
So I'm sorry about that. That would have been the top 10 strongest characters. We are like in top five, top 10 categories
Oh,
now.
okay.
So I already told you beforehand about the top five best chapters.
Yes.
Do you know who these are for you?
Yep. I like I said, this is one of those just all the time of a good solid list that
Yeah.
captures my love of the series. I
Mm,
think I have it. Would you like me to go ahead and be first for this?
yeah, why not?
Okay. All right. Um, so the last slot it's up for grabs. I gave it to one in particular, but it could have went to any of these because they kind of represent the same thing to me. So I
Okay.
have like almost all of my favorite Reverie chapters. It's like 907, 908, like one of the in betweens, like Ultimate, or like the most
Yeah.
recent episode, like 956, and then 1000. And all of them like represent like a being sweet and whatnot. And the one that captures that the most is the one chapter we just talked about, which is number 5 for me, 967, with Roger's laugh.
Yeah.
And the reason why I love that chapter so much is just, after being a fan for so many years, even if somebody just got into one a couple months, will know the significance of that moment, because One Piece is so long that by the time that you get to see Roger's story, you'll be like, man, like I finally get to see this. I saw the filler moments in the anime. I saw him get executed. I saw all this, but to see with my own 2 eyes, this man's adventure, it's something I never thought I would see. And when I saw Roger's laugh, I was like, we are finally at the end game of One Piece. That's what really solidified it for me, of like, One Piece is going to end within 10 years after I read that chapter. I was like, man. That chapter is really special. Coming in number 4 for me is chapter 576, which is the great pirate Edward Newgate. This one is for Whitebeard's death. Absolutely legendary chapter. One of the most epic moments I've ever experienced, and the anime does an equally epic job, but goes how I first experienced it. So it's a really, really special chapter, and one that I back on the old channel, I used to review it. There was no chapters. So it was like a troll meme chapter for me, where I would just review that chapter over and over again whenever there was no chapter that week. So that's a fun one. Number 3 is chapter 398, which is a declaration of war with in Eni's lobby with Luffy, and asking Robin if to declare that she wants to live. It's a marvelous chapter, because the first half is the end of Robin's flashback, and the second half is that declaration of war. Some of the best panels in the series, some of my favorite moments. It's emotional. It's fantastic. It's Oda at its finest, and I've always adored that chapter. Number 2 is it's like the perfect like journey chapter. I'm glad I went on this journey and was able to see this moment, and that's chapter 598, which is the first time skip chapter. It's just, whenever you turn the page and you see Luffy pick up the Straw Hat in the same place where he left it behind, at 2 years later, you see the colors spread with all the Straw Hats post time skip. The fake Straw Hats, everybody's back in Return to Sabaody. It's just, it never fails to make me smile. It's one of those chapters that anytime that I feel like just getting like a good pick me up of like, yo, I want to smile today, I'll go back and reread volume 61 with chapter 598, and it brings back a lot of memories of like, yo, this is when I first saw the Straw Hats post time skip, and it's legendary moment, and I'll always love that chapter. And then coming in number 1, like I was talking about earlier, chapter 225, which is The People's Dreams Never End, with Blackbeard and Luffy. And I already spoke about that one. So, but yeah, that right now is probably my top 5. It could change at any given moment. It probably will tomorrow, but for right now, I think that's my top 5.
Great. Love that list.
Yeah.
Kevin, do you have a special list for that?
No, I didn't even prepare one. I was working on the layout. So, man, I think the first chapter is definitely in the top 5 for me. When just Romance Dawn, it's the best. Like, I don't know how often Oda rewrote that chapter, because there's a lot of versions out there. I've seen like 2 or 3 different versions. Like one he showed at an anime expo or something like that, and they were all slightly changed. But the one in the manga now, I think, fits perfect. So that one's definitely in my top 5. And another one in my top 5 is, well, don't quote me on the numbers. Like I said, I wish I was in depth like you guys, but the other one is with Punk Hazard, where Law just cuts the whole SAD fabric into
690.
Yeah,
that's 690.
Like, he cuts not Virgo, he cuts the whole freaking place. Like, that is one statement a dude made right there. Like, that was
that chapter was so epic, man.
Yeah. That was one of the most epic chapters ever. I agree on the Eni's lobby chapter. That's also one of my favorites. Like O'Hara flashback and Robin,
Yeah.
and them
Sorry
declaring war.
about the law chapter cutting that scene in the anime right after he cut Virgo
Yeah,
when it fades to black and then Law stands there with the music. Oh my God, that was
Yes.
I
And then the
love this scene.
narrator, yeah, goat, greatness.
Oh yeah. Oh, the narrator. Yeah,
yeah,
of course. It's always the narrator. It's always epic when the narrator talks.
yeah,
Okay, sorry, Kevin.
yeah. Don't worry. I'm not a fan of the time skip. I gotta say because. Don't get me wrong. Some character models Oda made after the time skip definitely look better, like Usopp and Luffy, and well, Luffy didn't change much. Zoro, but I'm not a fan of some of the other character models. Like Frankie was for me a downgrade, but the moment he picks up the straw hat is definitely one of the best moments in the anime.
Yeah.
And the manga. I love that
Agreed.
one too. Definitely also in my top five. Uh, so for my favorite chapter, like let's see, what would my favorite chapter be? I'd say, uh, man, I don't know. Seriously, I got no clue. Too many good chapters. I can't pick one. How about
No
you,
problem
Marco?
at all. Well, I have pretty much 5 equal chapters, but it's still a top 5 list. So at number 5, I have chapter 906 when the big straw hat gets revealed at the reverie.
Oh,
And
okay,
I actually got
greatness.
those 3 chapters in a row. Not in they're higher up in the top 5 after that, but 906,
Hmm.
907, and 908 are all in my top 5 list because
Legendary.
I think that was in summer 2018, and
18. Yep.
I think it was, yeah, and I was stunned. I was stunned for weeks getting those chapters back to back. I could not believe it. But 906 is on my top 5 spot, and in my top 4, I got also 398, Declaration
Hmm.
of War. Loved it. Yeah, you said everything about it. So, then at number 3, I got chapter 907 when Shanks met with the Gorosei,
Legendary.
because this whole chapter was incredible. It started off with a double page of Big Mom and Kaido, I think. No, it was not a double
Yeah,
page, but it was a page of
I
them
I
speaking.
I think it was a single page. Yeah,
Yeah,
single page.
but from that to Rob Lucci to Shanks and the Celestial Dragon who was appearing at Fishman Island. No,
Rocks.
no one in the fandom, Rock's introduction, of course. No one in the fandom would have thought that this random celestial from Fishman Island would play a role in the future.
Hmm.
That blew my mind. So okay, yeah, 907 is my number 3. So at number 2, because I had to put in a fighting chapter at number 2, so I have 895, which is Luffy versus Katakuri. Because I had to put in a
Snake
fight
Man.
chapter in my top 5, and
Greatness.
this is the best fight chapter I've read in all of One Piece. And this double page spread at the end with the King Cobra, I had no words for this one.
Amazing.
Yeah. And yeah, my favorite chapter of all time. Oh no, I forgot 967. Because 967 is my number 2 of all time. So I've
Okay.
got the top 6, of course. That's,
You gotta be special again, huh? Classic. I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
as always. So okay, but my favorite chapter of all time is chapter 908, when Emu got introduced. From
Legendary.
finding out about Bonnie probably being sad about Kuma, and that's why she was crying at Marineford back then,
Hmm.
baffled my mind. And
Yep.
just the mystery of the final villain of the series being introduced. that was something I did not expect delivery, because I thought, okay, the Gorosei, and yeah. But as soon as 907 dropped with the empty throne, I was like, okay, don't bullshit us anymore.
Yeah, but
Who is there on top?
but the
What
thing,
does Doflamingo know? What does Doflamingo know? What is in this in Marie Shoah? That is, it was not the head he was talking about.
Yeah.
It was the figure who was standing in front of the head when he was talking about it.
yeah, but I'm still like, one thing I can't get out of my mind is that we might have a situation here where Blackbeard is not even the bad guy. Like, if Emu's the ultimate bad guy and Blackbeard's just doing everything to stop him, even if it's immoral or bad, but he's trying to reach a good goal, that would blow my mind.
I think so too. That Blackbeard will be a good guy. Blackbeard will have a absolutely devastating backstory, 100%.
Yeah.
I think he'll have the best. It's either him or Akainu for me that'll have the best backstory in One Piece. One of the two, Blackbeard or Akainu. It's gonna be insane. Or Dragon, maybe.
Yeah, Dragon. But Blackbeard, because of the snow stuff and he can't sleep in all his life. So the guy who says people's dreams never ends, never dreamed in his whole life.
Yeah.
That's something Oda will put in for sure, this quote.
wasn't that in one of the SBS where he showed Blackbeard as a kid?
Yeah, because he was in the snow. He was sitting in snow.
Yeah.
In front of the moon.
In front of the moon.
Yeah.
Yo, I wanted to comment. Yo, both of y'all have awesome lists, man. The legendary chapters on both lists.
Oh, and another thing about this Emu Doflamingo stuff. Oh, your voice is dropping again?
Yeah, connection's unstable, I guess.
He's writing now?
Okay, he's gonna join back on his phone. Yeah, we got one more question left for everybody wondering, and it's a 2-hour video already. So
oh yes,
we thought.
I just have to put this one theory out about Doflamingo goal with the Ope no Mi.
And we see you, but you're muted. Seems like you're muted.
Now he's here.
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah. And
okay.
Oh, there we go.
All right. So like, am I not lagging?
No, you're not.
All right, cool. No, my bad. It was lagging, but thankfully I was able to catch everything both of y'all said.
Oh, okay.
On the thing, but yo, like I was saying, both of y'all had an amazing lists with legendary episodes. I wanted to give a quick shout out to 2 episodes in particular from the anime side that I absolutely adore, that weren't on the list just because I experienced them first in the anime, and I always have love for them. Episode 37, which is how I fell in love with One Piece, you know, with Nami. Getting in the walk to Arlong Park and all that greatness. And then episode 129, which is whenever they throw up the X to Vivi at the end of Alabasta.
Oh, yeah.
That scene never fails to make me cry. I can watch that scene at any given point, and it always, at the very least, makes me teary-eyed. At the very least. It's such a beautiful scene.
Yeah,
so I wanted to give a quick shout out to both of those chapters because they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Interesting. They were not on the list of anybody here, but
I think it's because we were talking about chapters, and like those 2 in particular, I always think of the anime whenever I think of them rather than the manga.
Yeah, there's just one chapter I really loved, which didn't get the limelight or spotlight it should have, which was the when Ace actually caught up to Blackbeard and they had like one chapter discussion, and in the anime it was cut short to I don't know how many minutes, but that was one of, like, back then, one of the most revealing chapters ever, like info, and it was a good, like a really good manga chapter. It's just so sad that it fell so short in the anime.
Yeah, it feels like that's how it is with quite a few of the information heavy chapters. It feels like well, not lately. Lately they've been going in, but for a while I feel like the information heavy chapters never got the treatment that they deserved in the anime.
Yeah.
Especially in the Reverie. It's a shame that the Reverie got so many flashbacks in it for no
Yeah,
reason.
that was really bad.
Yeah.
But I think they were like searching for the suitable stuff for Wano.
Yeah. Yeah. Which they definitely got the suitable individuals because they're going in, even
Oh,
in
yes.
any chapter.
They're going
Any
in
chapter
dry.
they go in.
Holy
They
crap!
have to keep them for the rest of the series, period.
They do. They do.
Oh god.
So, all right. So today our final question: do you have one favorite One Piece related thing in your collection?
Oh, yes. Actually, I'm gonna let y'all go first while I look for it. Give me a sec. Let me see. You guys can go ahead. I'm still looking at the screen.
Okay. Mine is this one. A friend of mine made this herself. Made
That's
this
really
for
cute.
me for my birthday. It's kind of a crippled chopper, but I was crying. I was coming home drunk after my birthday, and I was not allowed to open the presents until I got home when I actually had my birthday, and I opened this box and I was crying as like a little kid, in a drunk state, of course. Yeah, that was amazing.
That's awesome. That was a really, really good chopper thing.
Yeah,
It,
isn't
it, it looks yeah, it looks fantastic.
it? When you compare it, oh, sorry, compare it to this one, it's kind of the
Yeah,
same, right?
kind of the same. Yeah, only the material's different. Oh man.
Oh wow.
You can go ahead next, Kevin, if you want to show yours.
Yeah, I can't show it because it's not here. I moved away from Austria, so it's back in Austria, but it's definitely my law costume. I bought a whole costume just for what is it called in English? Not carnival, but um,
Kind of
fashing,
is, right?
fashing or what? It kind of is. Yeah, never mind. So
Yeah,
and
Austrian carnival, basically.
yeah, and yeah, it's my law costume just because of the memories that are tied with it. Um, when the whole Punk Hazard arc was released and we got one of our friends into One Piece, we made a huge party, and I was wearing that, and I was wearing it on Carnival, and Marco was Luffy, and then we had another friend
Let me just pull
as
this
Brooke.
out. I have a screenshot of that one.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I feel like those are memories you make with friends. So that's probably my
For sure.
most favorite piece in my collection.
Yo,
And
that's awesome.
Marco, did you freeze or?
It's up. It's. Oh, sorry. Oh, wait. Am I back again?
I can hear you, but
Hello,
yeah,
hello.
there you go.
I was just uploading it on the Discord so you can see it. The left one, Kevin,
Oh,
and
let me see.
I'm in the middle. And a friend of ours was Brooke.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool.
I
Kevin, even with the fingers, with the death sign.
Oh yeah, I love the law.
thanks, man. Well, basically I mixed two different law styles in. I should have had the base cap actually, not the round one for this, but it works.
It does. It does.
Oh, great. So, what's your favorite piece?
Let me see. I'm gonna try to put the camera on here.
Yep, we
So
see you.
the the first one would be this one. This one's special because for so many years, like I said, like One Piece stopped around here for me, and
Okay, yeah.
over here in English. So like Alabasta and like Skype are like the last things. And so whenever they finally started releasing the later stuff, I remember whenever I picked this up at Walmart, and I just couldn't believe that One Piece was getting popular enough to where they brought it back and stuff. So this one will always be special to me because it's
Oh,
one of the
okay.
first ones that I got once they actually started releasing it. And then the next one is when my grandma came down from where she lived to just be with us for a little while. We went to a bookstore and she was like, "Yo, just I know how much you love books. Just grab one." And we ended up getting this legendary volume when it first came out.
Oh,
It was in
Nice.
around Christmas time, like somewhere in the early 2012, 2011, around there. And it'll always be special to me because not only is it incredible, but I got it from my grandma, so that was awesome.
that
So
is great.
those two will always be special for me. Right there.
Very cool.
Yep.
So, I think we are at the end today.
After 2
So,
hours.
After 2 hours.
Good talk, by the way. A lot of
Way
theories.
longer than
and-
expected, but thank you very much for being here with us today.
Nah, dude, yo, thanks for having me on, y'all. Yeah, it was a ton of fun. I feel like my mind was blown several times here with the theories. It was a super fun discussion. Super fun discussion.
So, I think, Kevin, when do you think will this be uploaded?
Probably as soon as I can.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I always have to upload it during the night because it takes all my bandwidth, and nobody can log into the
I feel it.
connection.
I feel that. I feel that, dude. So I play a lot of online games and whatnot, and my friends will be like, "Yo, why haven't you gone online yet?" And I'm like, "Yo, you don't understand. When I upload a video, it takes up my entire bandwidth. Like I can't play anything."
I know the pain. It's insane. Like I don't
Yeah.
know why it takes so long too. Like it takes hours. Like holy
does.
damn. It's just
Especially this
insane.
2-hour video now.
Yeah.
But just take your time, and when it's up, King, I'll contact you immediately.
Okay, yo, for sure. I'll make sure to share it on Discord, on Twitter, and in all the places I can.
Thank you very
Okay.
much. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So anything you want to share with the world before we end this video?
The only thing I can say, once again, thank you for having me on. And man, Onigashima's about to pop off, dude. So for everybody who's listening to this, in this year we might experience some of the greatest stuff we've ever seen in the story. So
Yeah.
let's enjoy it. Let's be a
Don't
part of this
drop
weekly
it.
experience, and don't drop it, because
Yeah.
what we're about to experience this year in terms of a climax for an arc, and possibly the in between act chapters, this is going to be a year to remember in both the anime and the manga. So
Yeah.
we're in for some greatness. We're in for some
Oh,
greatness
yes.
this year.
It's true.
So with that said, guys, please like this video, comment, subscribe, share it, and I guess we have you on the weekend for the next chapter.
Yep. Man,
So thank
I
you,
can't
Kevin.
wait.
Me
Oh, yeah.
neither. I'm hyped.
So thank you, Kevin. Thank you, King. And I hope we'll have another stream in the future.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
some
for
more
sure.
theory discussion or something like that.
Yeah.
Would be fun.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
true. So bye, guys. Bye, Nakama. Thank you very much.